We had Sunday off, and yesterday was our first day. They were good yesterday. Yesterday's the best they've been in a while.
Since Devin was kind of someone who was outspoken about leading this team. I mean, does this team need some leaders right now?
We need somebody to make shots. We've got plenty of leadership. We just don't. We have many shots. And I think if you look around the league, if Oklahoma don't sub, they beat Iowa State by 20. Look what happened to Baylor with Oklahoma State. I mean, it's a great league. I mean, if you don't make shots, you're not going to win. Baylor shot it extremely well against us. Didn't shoot it very well last night. Didn't shoot it very well. You're going to struggle to win in this league.
What's the outlook on Kansas State second time around? Williams been playing a little bit since then.
Yeah, he's been playing. They're a little bit like us. They have to manufacture offense. They do it a little bit different than what we do it, but they played Texas really close with their last game. That chance to win. You having a hard time getting that in here?
Yeah. How much different are they without Foster?
Well, I think what's happened for them, which is probably going to help them in the long run, is other people have stepped up and made shots. They're playing a freshman now that's really making shots. Their backup point guard's making shots, and they're shooting it very consistently for them. So, sometimes that kind of helps your team. You get some other guys that maybe were struggling confidence, or maybe just didn't get enough opportunity, whatever it is, and they get in the game and they start to play well, and then you get the piece back that you didn't have, and it helps you. I hope that's not the case tomorrow. We can wait till after tomorrow for that to happen. But
Coach, you have a sense that these guys your team is taking a little bit more pride on defense, and that's something that you wanted to see happen after Saturday's outcome.
I mean, we ought to have pride on defense all the time, shouldn't we? I don't know if it's a matter of pride. I think it's a matter of energy. I don't know if it's a matter of pride. It's a lot of area to cover. When you think about it, when you're playing the linebacker, you got to have energy.
You went back and looked at film review. What was the biggest issue in terms of not being able to score it close?
As opposed to, we haven't scored it close all year.
Yeah, just a few more.
I mean, Devin's scoring, but Dev's really not scoring around the basket much. Devin's more scoring on jump shots than he is anything else. We haven't scored it close all year. I don't think that was. You got to keep trying, but we haven't scored it close all year. I think honestly, the thing that we all forget, and I don't bring it up because I don't want them to use it as an excuse, and I certainly don't want to use it as an excuse. But we're playing a first-year junior, 3 sophomores, and a freshman. Pretty young. This is Brandon didn't play much a year ago. Nate played on the perimeter a year ago, really. So, Devin's really the only one that's had experience, that's played against, this kind of competition in this league. So they'll continue to get better.
Kind of going off that inexperienced kind of thing, and when you were talking the last game about how you kind of saw it coming, was that the big reason why you said you saw it coming? Or?
I just didn't think we had the same kind of energy, Justin. We didn't have the same kind of bounce. But this league's hard. I think people were ready to bury Oklahoma when they were whatever they were, 2-4 or whatever they were, and they've won, 5 in a row now or something like that. know. It's a hard league, and if you have a bad game or somebody has a really good game. Baylor told me that's the best, or Scott told me that's the best Baylor shot the ball all year. And they came down, and quite honestly, they took a lot of shots that you kind of want people to take. You know, you don't. The way we've been playing, we want to make people play faster on offense, and they played fast. They just made everything, and they created such a gap that we just, you know, we couldn't really get. The same thing happened in Oklahoma. I mean, they shot it really well. I think Oklahoma's 61% is the highest anybody shot in the league all year in any game. And we didn't do a very good job. I'm not saying we did, but still. You could probably leave us alone in here, we wouldn't shoot 61%.
Bob, with regard to getting it close, you did keep trying, and I don't think that's always the bottom getting it there, but does it become a deterrent for some of these guys that are looking for guys that are coming in or maybe trying too much to draw contact and wanting it so bad it maybe complicates things?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we passed the ball very well. I think what could be a much easier shot turned into a harder shot because we don't put the ball where the ball's supposed to go. I think passing is a very underrated skill that it's become harder and harder and harder to evaluate because of the way they play in the AAU. 2 passes is considered a stall. So you don't ever see anybody pass the ball. And then when they get to this level, and you're talking about all the guys that get to this level are guys who are catchers, they're not pitchers. They're guys who receive the ball and shoot it. They don't distribute it to anybody else. So they haven't passed it very much.
Coach, is there anything left to do to try to get Holton rejuvenated, re-energized again, or get him going again?
He's got to get in the gym, Justin. I mean, there's no. He knows mechanically what his problem is. He told me the other day his sister called him and told him. She even knew. That's how bad it was. So I mean, he knows what he's got to do. He's just, it's, for lack of a better way to put it, it is neuromuscular integration. You know, it's muscle memory. And when you come out and shoot it the wrong way, you're probably going to shoot it the wrong way in the game. You shoot it the right way in practice, you're probably going to shoot it the right way in the game. It's a matter of ingraining it in your neuromuscular system, and that takes practice. That just takes doing the same thing time after time after time, and not doing the wrong thing time after time after time. So it's a matter of getting in the gym.
Was his sister right? Or?
She was right. Yeah. If she's told him what he told me, she said. Because he knew what I thought already. Right. So, but I guess it's painfully obvious that she knew. Either that, or she's a very astute basketball person.
Get her on the staff next year.
No. No, I'm past at that.
Coach, with how tough this league is, I mean, it seems like almost every team's going through a little mini slide like this. Is that kind of what you've seen?
Yeah, I don't think anybody understands how hard the league is. I mean, I don't think anybody has a clue how hard the league is. You know, and I've said this before, but you know, in the Big East, you had people you could beat. You had the really good ones, and then there's some other ones that you really could have, should have beat. I don't see that in this league. It's just. This is a heck of a league in terms of players and coaches and venues. I mean, it's harder to play in this league on the road than it is, well, certainly than it was the Big East. Because you're playing in front of the students, and everybody's going forward. You're not playing at a place downtown. It's a different league, and I think because of that, it's hard to say parity, I guess, but I guess parity among the other 9 because Kansas has been so successful.